All right, all right. In our last step, columns that were unneeded, and in part two of step five of transforming our data, we will be renaming columns, checking each column for the correct data type, and we will also be filtering our data. So, for this first, um, for this first column, continent is fine. Um, if you go here to load more, it'll bring up all the continents that we have in our table. It's one, two, three, four, five, six. No is not correct though. We should not have anything no for continents. Since we know our data, there is a reason which we will look at in the location column for why we have nulls. We'll fix that here in this column, the location column. So we'll go in here and basically, as you can see here, for our location column, we have Africa as a location when Africa is a continent. We should not have Africa in here. So to show you an example, I'm going to unselect all of the columns in here or the values for the different locations and just select Africa. And for our continent, we will have null. Well, as a data quality issue, that is incorrect. So what we will do is exclude the rows that have location as Africa. We should only have location as the different places around the world. Maybe there may be some countries within Africa, but if that location belongs to Africa, then the continent should be to Africa. So what this table did, or the way they were collecting this data, is that they were collecting by each individual location. So let's say for Africa, they had Ethiopia. They have Ethiopia in the location, and then do all of the cases, deaths, hospital patients. Sorry, and what they did on their end is went back and did Africa and added all those different places like Ethiopia, Egypt, and added it to Africa and looked at it just as Africa as a whole. Well, we don't want that because we have nulls in our continent. So, in order to do that, um, we will remove this filtered rows. This is a cool feature that they have that shows you what you've done to your data so far. So we'll go ahead and click this X and go back to our regular state. In order to remove rows that we do not want, we will do this text filter, and we will do this text filter for does not contain. We're going to remove all the locations that are not continents. There are actually a few that I didn't show on this list, but these are the these are the values that are in location that should not be in location. So I would encourage you to do pause, enter those in, but first let me show you how to do it first. So you do apply one or more filter conditions to the row in this table, and you would say keep rows where location does not contain, and then you would hard code Africa. And then we would do that for each different location that is not a that should be in the continent column. And actually, we have a few that just shouldn't be in here at all, like by status, high income, let's not. Those are not locations; those are statuses, and it's just the way that our data's set up. So it's not really our fault, but in order to produce as accurate as much as possible, we have to clean our data up, and that's what's the cool part about this. Um, this transforming feature of Power BI. So I'll let you do that, and I will come back. 1 second. All right, now I have each of those values typed in, and you want to use the same casing that was shown in this list. So you see the and European Union, we have European, the E in European capitalized and the U in Union capitalized. We have the H and high capitalized and the I lower lowercase. So we want to make sure that we have that because we don't want to count those as locations because we should have those just in our continent, and then for those classes that those are not locations. So if we go back to our continent column tab, we will see that that null is eliminated. There shouldn't be a null for continent. Every location in the world belongs to a continent. And as you see, we have that now. So we clean that up from a data perspective. Let's check to see what data type we have as well. It looks like that we have a text data type. You can check what your data type is right here, and that's what we want, text. This should be text as well. Yes. Date. Yes. Yes, that's correct. New cases. Yes. Then we have new defs. We have nulls. Actually, we might have nulls here. Let's check. No, do we have any nulls? Since this is numbers, we do not want nulls. Instead, if we didn't have any cases that day, we'd rather just put a 0. So what you can do is do that filter, hit click, and let's see, replace values. Value to find, no, replace with a 0. And it'll replace all those values that are null in this column, or replace them with zeros. So let's remove this filter so that we can get all of our numbers back. Right. Did I remove it? I think I did. But in all of our number columns, we do have null values. We don't want nulls. So that's what we'll go ahead and do for the next few columns, is replace them with, instead of nulls, we replace them with 0. So let's see, I'm cut back on that. And I'm cut back on this filter. We don't need that filter anymore. Yeah, we don't need that. We still can keep the replace values though. So if you go in here now, once this gets done loading, we do not have null. Null is nowhere to be found. The null, removing the nulls is important because it may interfere with our DAX calculated columns later on in the tutorial. We'll go here, do replace values, null. Whoops, can't spell. Replace with 0. And we will go ahead and do that for the rest of the columns. Also, we need to make this data type as a use a whole number really. You can't have 0.5 a hospital patient. Same here, whole number. Then we want to do a replace. And we want to rename this column because that can't people vaccinated is kind of like, what does that mean? Let's see. Go to rename right here. People vaccinated, and we'll do underscore with 1 shots, so we can understand what that really means. Then people fully vaccinated. I like that name. It's not a bad name. I accidentally hit something. Let's go back. Take that off. Let's undo. Undo Control Z because I don't know what just happened. I clicked too many buttons. All right, I just click down here. All right, looks like we're good. Yeah, there we're good. All right, and then we'll do our last one, those with zeros. All right, now we're looking good. Now that we've, oh, one more thing. We want to rename our query. Typically, you will have more than one queries in your Power BI dashboards to gather your data from. But since our dashboard is pretty straightforward and all the data was in one Excel sheet, you would name your sheets or your tables by the type of data they have in them. So we're going to rename ours to COVID data. All right. Now that we have that named and everything corrected, we will go ahead and hit close and apply up here. It's loading up. This is the part you twiddle your thumbs and sing a song. $166,000 and something rows. Now we have our COVID data. Now it's time to get to the fun part. All right, see you guys.